Wow, that looks bad. Testing 1, 2, 3 testing. Wow, this service looks so. Hey, my name's Aaron LeBeau. I am a developer at Couchbase, and today on the lunch stream, I'm actually testing out a streaming service called Evmux. And its goal is to multi-stream. I've been having problems with stream quality in the past. I've been trying different streaming solutions to see whether or not one is better than the other. And you can see my camera looks pretty great, right? If you look at my camera, I mean, it's not perfect. I'm watching the stream on Twitch on another monitor. And so that's if you see me look over it, that's what I'm doing. I'm watching the stream. I'm trying to watch on YouTube. And I'm also trying to watch on sorry, I had to turn the volume down so I don't bleed into my headphones, but I'm watching on both YouTube and on Twitch to see the video quality. So one, I haven't even scrolled the screen at all. And I'm looking at the artifacts on the screen here on both streams, and it is barely readable. Um, I don't think that the service is worth using right now in its current state. This looks terrible. Um, And so I'm just using their website, just so you know. So this is they have a built-in service that is you go to the web browser, you sign up for the service, you basically tell it what you want, you clip the part of your screen you want to show, and you get set up. And it's got these little widgets. I do like the chat widget. I mean, this little chat widget here when people get in chat's pretty great. But the viewing of the code quality. I'm going to switch a couple pieces of code here and see what happens when it switches. It's very oh hell, why not? I mean, the text quality is so bad that see the weird part is that on my monitor on my PC, so they give you like this web browser that you can look in and see on there. The whole stream looks great, but actually watching it on YouTube and Twitch is terrible. Now I will say I have a gigabit Ethernet fiber connection, so gigabit both ways out to the internet, and I'm also plugged in via Ethernet. So I have a gigabit Ethernet run. I did this all on Friday because on Friday my stream was so bad. I was getting so frustrated at the video quality that I was like, it's got to be a bandwidth issue. And so I've done speed tests. I mean, let's just go do a speed test here. I mean, why not, right? I mean, let's put everything on the line here and call it what it is. So because that's the first thing people are going to say is, Aaron, it's your internet quality. So let's see here. We're going to speed test here. I've got the speed test site open here, and the web page doesn't look that bad. Oh, it's full of ads though. Jeez, oh Pete. But let's see what the internet speeds say. So look at this. I've got a gigabit, but I'm getting 730. Not bad. Not bad. I mean, not great, not bad. Um, Oh my lord! Over here on the Twitch stream, it can't even keep up. It's just nothing but blurriness. Then my upload's even better. My upload is like, wow, Twitch cannot keep up with this on the stream. So my upload, because I'm testing my stream. I bet you I'm killing my bandwidth. Um, on upload, I'm about 820. So look at this. So the stream should come back hopefully here. If you take a look at it, you'll see that the total numbers are. I have 747 megabit download and 819 upload. So you can't tell me that it's an internet bandwidth problem when you have that kind of speed. I mean, I used to stream to two different providers, YouTube and Twitch, when I lived in Atlanta off half this bandwidth. I had 320 megabit up and down. That was my limit to the. Or no, I had. I take that back. I had a business connection, so I had 300 megabit down, 100 megabit up. Was a business connected through Comcast, which sucked. Their bandwidth uploads are terrible, and you can see here my uploads are better. and I'm getting 3 milliseconds to ISP. So this isn't necessarily a bandwidth problem for me. Now, it doesn't guarantee my ISP doesn't have problems, right? Maybe my ISP has problems. This would get into some complicated things where I'd have to let's see here. I'd have to get somebody else's speed test service like Google. Right. So central access, my ISP, the server for this is in my ISP. My ISP is central access here out of Prattville, Alabama. So what I need to do is if I wanted to see like a other speed test, I could do something that doesn't have the host there, right? So this is to Google. So this is Google's speed test. So this is the bandwidth between Google and central access, because obviously central access is going to have only so much bandwidth out to the internet, right? I'm going to share pipe of their bandwidth going out. So they say to Google, 10 milliseconds out of Atlanta, and Google's wherever Google's in Atlanta, I'm getting 424 megabit down and 338 up to Atlanta. More than enough to do streaming with folks here. And so, yeah, I'm a little bit. I'm going to just zoom in this text. That text is really zoomed in now, but it's still really blurry. Really, really blurry on the stream. Man, this is a pretty big bummer. I will say right now in my test stream. So today's lunch stream, I am testing stream providers to stream code. And I don't know the answer to this, but I think Streamlabs has got a memory bug in it where it doesn't, after a period of time of stream, if you stream too long, it starts to drop frames. That's what I'm noticing. Every day, towards the end of my stream, I started getting errors that I'm dropping about 50% of my frames. And the stream, when I watch it afterward, the video on demand afterward, I can see where it's lagging. And I'm trying to solve that problem. I don't think this service is the solution to that problem. The stream quality is garbage. This is terrible. Now, there's another argument that could be made, right? So I could try a couple different things. So I can try stop sharing my screen, which is going to zoom into me then, and that's going to look terrible. Let's do that. Let's stop sharing my screen. So you'll see here that I stopped sharing. And what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to share a screen instead of clipping a full screen of something. So I got to adjust my stream resolution here. So let's see here. Okay, this should be stream resolution. I have a second monitor that's over here that I watch the stream on. So what I'm going to do is, because today, once again on lunch stream today, I am testing the video quality of Evmux, the solution that allows you to stream multiple, your stream to multiple providers via your web browser. I'm on a Mac Studio, an M2 Ultra, fully loaded to the gills. Max everything just about. And so, I mean, this is a pretty beefy computer from that standpoint. It's not an M3, but they don't have a Mac Studio M3 out. So this is the best studio hardware that they have. So I'm going to share screen, and I'm going to go with an entire screen. I'm going to pick screen 2 where I got the code now. Now, it's a little bit harder okay, so this is interesting because it's clipped. So how do I fix that? Let's see here. Let me go to clipping crop. How do I uncrop this? 1 second. So what's happened is that's not working. Oh, this is terrible. This software is very unfriendly. I want to go back to reset to the entire screen. Okay. And that's what it gave me. That looks terrible. I don't want to reset crop. I have to manually type in numbers? Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, that looks terrible also. So 0 there. So I'm playing around with the settings of how to crop the screen. 0. So it looks like the okay, so this looks considerably better. The code looks actually gorgeous now. All right, so this is pretty interesting. Hey, Compile Swift. It is a very weird experience, Compile Swift. Yeah, it's not great. So some inside baseball, I guess, to my problems. So my desk is set up kind of weird. I have a 49-inch monitor that I sit in front of. Okay. That's my primary monitor. I have 3 windows open on it at all times. I love my 49-inch. I'm never getting rid of it. It's once you go 49, you can't go back. You just can't. I promise you this. And it runs just fine in the Mac Studio without problems. I don't know all the people that say that there's problems with this. I don't know what their problems are. For me, this is like a game changer. My stream that I'm looking straight at right now is actually the Stream Studio. Okay. That's normally how I stream. Over to the left with Streamlabs, I would have part of the 49-inch monitor cropped out, and I would have my code editor there. And I crop it out at 1920 by 1080 in Streamlabs. And then the theory would be, it's okay, since I crop this out, everything's on my 49-inch monitor. So then I cheat. I have a tab, or I have a web browser over to the right. So think of this 49-inch monitor like 3 monitors. I have my stream right here that's going live. Whatever program's over on this part here on the left. You can't see my hands here. On the left over here, that's where my code lives. That's where my IDE lives. Everything in the middle is the whatever Stream Labs or this in this case Evmux, Evmux. That's in the middle, and then over to the right, I have usually a web browser like Chrome, and I can look up things there. I can have notes there. Sometimes it's Chrome, sometimes it's OneNote. I'll have like notes to myself of like, these are the things I want to do on the stream today. It could be a bunch of different things, but usually it's something over to the right. That's my cheat sheet, I call it, right? That's the thing that keeps me stable of like, because sometimes when I stream, I can go on a rant and then I need a list of things to talk about on the stream. I want to get these things done. So in case chat goes kind of one way, I'll go with chat there, but I have to go back to like, what did I go on the stream to solve today? That's something that hasn't happened, right? And so I try to go back over with those notes. Try to close the parenthesis on my code. Try to do that kind of thing, right? So that's over on the right. But then I have another monitor over here on the left, and that's my Mac Studio. I've got a 27-inch Mac Studio. Now this is where the stream currently runs on. I usually have this as a my. I could just kind of look over like this with my eyes. And that's where I have YouTube and Twitch up and running. And that's where I usually watch the streams there and see what's going on. In fact, it's this browser right here. I'm gonna break the streaming by streaming of a stream of a stream of a stream. And this will probably cause recursion, and you can see it happening, recursion, and the universe is going to unfold now. So I need to stop this because we're getting recursion. So let's get out of recursion here because I feel like I could break space-time fabric. I keep that over on the Mac Studio so I could see the stream. And from time to time, I'll glance over at it because if Streamlabs says I'm dropping like frames, I want to look at the stream and see whether or not I see that live. And if I see that live, well, then I know there's a problem. I know I have enough bandwidth where I can watch the stream and I can stream out at the same time. I know this. I've tested it. It's fine. So it turns out from looking at this, and let me just scroll. I'm going to scroll some code for a little bit here. This looks gorgeous. This looks exactly what I wanted it to look like earlier. So I have a new theory because I'm a computer science person and I have theories, is that it's the cropping feature. So the cropping feature, if I crop my 49-inch monitor in Evmux, it's garbage. The cropping is bringing some kind of like artifacts into the stream quality, and that's a problem. If I just go full screen on the Mac for whatever reason, I get this high quality. Now, the problem is I really can't use this per se because the editor is over on a screen over here and the camera isn't over there, and I have to tilt my whole chair because it's like a side screen. It's not something that I would say is a good aesthetic. I don't think it's comfortable at all. Now I have another option that I used to do years ago, where I had a really small monitor right here at the bottom below my 49-inch screen. Okay, and this was like a portable monitor. It was usually like a laptop size monitor. It's a 16-inch portable monitor. That's an OLED monitor. It's an Asus makes it. And I used to stream off that. And the reason why I streamed off it was it's 1920 by 1080. And it was guaranteed that's what the stream I wanted to go out with, right? I want to go out 1080. Well, if I just share that screen and it is the size that I want to go out on, well, it's perfectly sized here. It's right in front of me, so it's close to my face, my big old face, so I can see it pretty good. It's I don't have to play around with screen resolution crap because I had to do it over here to get the studio to show this. I had to change the resolution in the studio because the studio has a higher resolution. It's a 5K monitor, so I have to drop it down to 1080 in order for the stream to see it. Because otherwise, if I do this, which chaos is about to happen here now, you'll see that this is the 5K version of that monitor, and it's going to have to try to re-artifact itself out. And I'll wait for the stream to update for this. But yeah, this usually becomes really hard to see because of the fact that I'm trying to, and now you can see all the compression bits coming in. I can see that when I scroll and stuff, I see nothing but compression bits because of the fact that the resolution's too high. You know, I've got 5K and it's trying to compress it down and compile it down to compile it down. So if I go to standard res though, if I go back here, I'm gonna click a button on my Streamlabs and see if that works. Or my Stream Deck, standard res. Okay. Oh, there we go. Stream res. So I have a little button on a Stream Deck here that I can just click and it changes my resolution on me. I do that on purpose because, like I said, you know, for me, streaming, it makes it way easier. So, so now that I'm back to normal, I don't see the artifacts I used to see. And I'm scrolling up and down and I'm watching the stream and it looks pretty good. The artifacts, I mean, there is a little artifacts when I scroll. That could be the background color too of being black. Black is a very hard thing to have as a background color. Let me take a look at white. Let's bring Chrome up. Let's go to something where. Okay, we can go to a web page that has white, and we'll look for scrolling artifacts. And I'm looking at pictures here, so this should be pretty good of artifacting. So white doesn't artifact as much as black, like I thought. And so, yeah, I could switch my background colors on my IDE to stop with some of the compression. But my goal is to try to make the code as clear as possible when people watch the stream. That's my only goal. So Compulsive says you use your iPad. I do have an iPad here also down here. I was using it for a lot of time for Stream Check, but I just stopped doing that for some reason. I don't remember what. Oh, when I got the Mac Studio, the monitor, the Studio monitor, I stopped doing that. I should have just bought a big Studio display, but I didn't. Nick told me not to. He convinced me not to. I was on the line here. I was like, should I get a 49-inch monitor Samsung replacement because my other 49-inch monitor died? Do I just replace it, or do I get a Mac Studio monitor like the big one that they have? And it was really expensive, and I'm glad I didn't. Yeah, I always forget to make the font bigger in Xcode. It's that's something I'm pretty good at. I've got all my keyboard shortcuts and stuff set up so that I can just zoom with my mouse. So I'm like just holding the command key, and any of at least the IDs that I run, I try to get this available, and I try to get word wrap also working because the two of those together, I think, make the code easier to view on stream. Those are the things I try to do is get it to where I have a keyboard shortcut for it, and then in Xcode I've got something similar set up. 1 second, I think it's Command plus and minus, if I remember right in Xcode. It's been a day. Let me check. I haven't streamed Swift in a while, and I need to go back to doing that. The holiday period has munged me here a little bit, but let's go to Xcode and take a look here, because today we are literally just screwing around trying to get the stream quality better so that tomorrow's lunch stream will be better than today's. So let's look at Xcode here and get some code open and take a look at Xcode here. Now, I don't have to look at Android Studio because Android Studio is the same thing as Rider. So once you have that figured out, you're good for all the IDEs, I think, of JetBrains. So let's go to, do I have, here we go. Here's some real code. So this mock authentication service. Let's make this go. Oh. So that's 2 tab. Let's kill this tab. Let's kill the sidebars. I think I'll keep the sidebar open and just look at that and do some scrolling. So I don't see as much compression problems with the, well, no, okay, I do now. Let's say I don't see so much compression artifacts. Yes, so Compile Swift, I have done that. I use a couple different programs to with a Stream Deck. So the programs I use, let me get that off. That's some work stuff that you probably should not see. Don't open the Finder. Yeah, the code doesn't look bad, but it's a fraction. It is soft, right? And that's the thing I was trying to solve. Boy, streaming's hard. I don't think people understand just how hard streaming can be. It is ridiculously challenging. It's different than gaming because, I don't know, in gaming, you're usually on a Windows PC and there's software that's dedicated to gaming. And it makes it easier. I think coding, you need to read text. It's a little bit, if the game's moving, you don't even care if there's just a little blur in it because they're not going to notice because the game's moving so fast. In coding, you want the text to look at. It bugs me as well. I see folks with gorgeous looking code on streams and videos, and I want that. I do too. That's my problem. I have seen people record and stream some pretty freaking gorgeous code. And I'm looking at this going, wait, why can't I have this? I want this also. I mean, am I a bad person? No, I'm not a bad person. I should be able to get this if I want it. I'm going to zoom in the Swift font here to where I think that's a zoomable. To me, that's a readable stream font right there. I know it's bleeding eyes for if you're reading it off the monitor yourself, and I want code daily like this, but for readability on a stream, that is to me a good font size right there, that if I'm following along at home, I could do that. It super bugs me. It's so much that I'm trying out all these services, trying to figure out how do I make my streams look professional without getting into like robbing a bank or paying for professional software. Just, Compile Swift, I use a program. I use a bunch of different programs. So one, I have a script that switches my monitor resolution right here. It's just the Apple script I wrote to start out with. So that's, oh, shoot. I'd have to show you my Finder. I keep forgetting I'm on a different monitor now. I wonder if they're using crazy upload resolutions. I don't know, right? I don't know. I use a script right here. I use some scripts. They're just Apple scripts to automate my setup. So Apple script's pretty easy to learn. I didn't think it was all that difficult. And you can do some things with it, like change your monitor resolution and stuff like that. But then Stay, this is a free, not free. It's like a shareware tool. What Stay will do is Stay will put a window and make it stay wherever you tell it to stay. So that way you can kind of script it so that, anytime I do this, these particular windows will stay over in this part. Yeah, so that's what I do. I have a resolution changer that changes all my resolutions to what I consider like stream friendly. This will change my Mac Studio monitor to be a 1920 by 1080, like I said, and an Apple script will do that for me. And then I do have some scripts that will move start certain programs and stuff. I did that all via Apple script, and so I have a button that kind of launches everything for that particular stream based on what I have in my Stream Deck. So, I'll give you an example here. So things aren't in the normal spot right now because of the fact that I'm streaming off the Mac Studio monitor because I'm testing things. But normally I click this button and Android Studio opens up in my streaming spot. And now it opened to a different spot. So I had to move it over because I'm streaming off a different monitor. But that button's one click button for Android Studio, which is pretty nice. Oh, there's some updates. Sure, update, please. Sure, update. Why not? I mean, I'm on stream. Why don't we just break this thing? Why don't we just install all the updates? Go for it, Google. Yeah, okay. I get the point. You want to update? We'll do that. And so I do the same thing with like, here is VS Code. I probably shouldn't do that. I don't even know what code's going to open. That's probably dangerous to have that automatically open. But that's VS Code. And then I have like IntelliJ. This will probably open a Flutter project, I think. Nope, it just opened up to here. And so IntelliJ, so that's just one button click. I didn't even have IntelliJ like open. I just click one button on my Stream Deck and it knows what to open. I have a link for like GitHub where it just opens a new GitHub tab. And that's kind of important to me. And for testing APIs, I probably shouldn't do this because this could have work APIs on it. For the love of Lord, it does have work APIs on it. This is not my normal setup. Let me close this. But I have Postman here, and Postman's a tool I use for testing APIs. So I have a button even for that. And a lot of times if I'm testing APIs, I usually sign in as a different account, and then I can just go into Postman and test my APIs, make it look like that. It seems like font rendering is just better in JetBrains tool compared to Xcode. It uses a different font. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Like, in JetBrains, I use which font? I mean, these are good questions to have. I don't remember. I know I do it different. Appearances. I'm using the GitHub dark dimmed with zoom set to 150 and the custom font of Enter. And this comes as part of the GitHub theme that I use. And because of that, I get this pretty decent looking IDE. If I open up let's open up some Kotlin code here and see what it looks like. See the code quality. Let's go into one of my, so let's go into like a, for the hell of it, let's go into a repository like the project repository. Get rid of all this unneedless stuff. And we can even make that bigger if we want for the code. So this is Android Studio running some Kotlin code, and that looks pretty attractive. It's not bad. So I wonder if it's a combination of color too, because this isn't pure black. And the gray, that like blue gray, it's actually, even though I can see it like on my monitor, I'm watching my secondary monitor, even though I could see it tearing a little bit when I scroll, it's actually not bad. Like the compression artifacts are not nearly as bad as it was when it's pure black. I wonder if it's a combination of color and compression. Now I see a little bit more. Like as I look at database inventory, I saw that color compression there. That's happening. Yeah. I wonder if that is also happening. Whereas it is a combination of colors and font aliasing. That's a good point. See, these are the things that nobody talks about on streaming. Everyone's like, if they're a code streamer, they're just streaming code. And me, I'm like going, well, I mean, anybody can code stream. I want mine to look good. I don't know how to get mine to look good. I've spent more time trying to research this and figure out this problem than I don't want to admit on a stream. But on Friday, I can tell you, I went bonkers crazy, like trying to fix this. Hey, Jess, hello. We're currently just testing out Evmux, and I'm trying to stream to multiple providers. In fact, I'm trying to stream to 3 different places. So I am on LinkedIn, on Twitter, and YouTube for the first time ever. I normally multi-stream to YouTube and Twitch, but I'm trying 3. I'm also trying to figure out why compression looks bad. The fonts and code when you stream look bad. And so we've got I'd settle for people saying his code is terrible, but dang, it looks fantastic. Swifty, I'm with you on this, right? I would love for people to say, man, he's really struggling to remember how to do something, but man, the code I can read really good. That would be great. That's what I'm looking for. So I've been trying different things to try to figure out my resolution problem. Here's the problem. The problem statement for those new to chat and new to the stream is I've been streaming multi-stream for quite a while. I was using Streamlabs in the past, okay? And Streamlabs has got some kind of memory bug where if you stream for anything past 45 minutes, I start dropping frames. And it's about the same mark every day. About 45 minutes in, I'll start dropping frames. What that means is packets. Like frames are like video frames, right? So it's trying to send information out to the Twitter or Twitch and to YouTube for my stream, and it's dropping those frames, so I'm getting glitchy video. The video is going to be fragmented. It's going to not look nice. It's going to have blurriness to it, and so that usually comes from a couple different things, right? It could be compression artifacts. It could be a couple different things, video resolution. Now, what I was doing in the past on Streamlabs and even today earlier on the stream, and I can switch back to that to show off to people, is I was cropping a very large monitor. I've got a very large 49-inch monitor, and that's my main monitor. I'm never getting rid of it. I love it. But for streaming, it's a challenge because we stream at 1080 by 1924 by 1080. Okay. And that's the standard HD resolution. Now, you could try to stream 4K, but you can't do multiple providers at 4K. Most people can't take it. And here's the problem with 4K. The code. You want your code to look awesome. And if you have a person that doesn't have 4K, the downscaling of that code is going to look like garbage, absolutely hot garbage, right? So I know Marcus, MKey, BHD, he's got 4K streams and this and that. You know what? Awesome for them. They have really expensive cameras, but they're not doing code reviews. They're not looking at code on the screen. They're looking at him. And so with their big fancy cameras, sure, that looks good. Like my camera looks great. I have a high-def video camera right now. This is a high-def webcam, and my face looks great, but the code, I don't care about my face. I care about the code. I want the code to look awesome. And that's the real problem with sharing your screen, it seems. And so this is Android Studio. This has been the best looking code that I've seen so far on the stream. This is some Kotlin code for an app that I wrote. It's a learning path and a open source project I wrote, and it's got decent amount. I think the code quality is pretty good here from that. I can zoom in and zoom out if I remember on Android Studio. Do I have this mapped? I don't. I don't have my zoom in and zoom out mapped. And we need to say zoom. It's plus and minus. That's the designer. So I want the full zooms. It should be this. Nope, that's not working. Let's see if this does it. Okay, well, I can just do it with the keyboard shortcut. It's the same thing, but you can see here I'm zooming and zooming out the IDE. And that's just for friendliness of the stream, right? And so here I have it mapped to plus and minus on the keyboard with the command key. And by doing that, we can see the video artifact when we zoom in and zoom out, right? It's not great. I think that's readable on the stream. Let me try this. Wait for it to catch up on the stream. That's pretty readable. That right there is pretty readable, and I can still see enough code where I can actually write code. You know, you can't make it zoomed in so far that you can't even write a single line of code without, scrolling, because then you need the Hubble telescope just to be able to read the code. That's readable. I think this is decent. I see the artifacts though. As I scroll, I can start to see a little bit of those artifacts kicking in. Man, there's got to be somebody's got to have a bunch of tips on how to make this better. I'm going to close Android Studio. And then this is Swift. So this is some Swift UI code that I've got. And so the first thing I think is going on here is that the Android Studio GitHub theme has got a better color with the font for having less anti-aliasing / compression going on. I think that's the first problem that's going on here. And so I think one of the things I could do is swap out my theme in Xcode to see whether or not I could try to get it better. Now I'm going to go over to Rider, because this is mostly on the lunch stream I've been doing .NET. In Rider, I could probably get the same thing if I go to plugins. Let's see here. There's the GitHub Go Pilot. I want the GitHub theme. Let's see if I can find the GitHub theme in here. It'd be weird if they had it available on Marketplace. There it is, GitHub theme. Let's go to GitHub theme here. Yeah, it's a subtle change, but man. Okay. Let's see how it looks. I don't know. Now this is interesting because Android Studio, I have the GitHub theme installed. Different colors. I don't know if you all noticed that. I'm pretty sure. Oh, this is not GitHub's version of the theme, though. Crap. Oh, that's what's going. Disable. Uninstall. There's an official GitHub theme. That's what's going on. We need the official GitHub theme. Oh, geez. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. We went down a dark road here. Can I just sort by the creator of it? Now, it's really... Okay, so this is JetBrains' version of it. What the heck do I have in Android Studio? Because I liked it. Android Studio. Let's go look and see what plugin I have over in Android Studio. For those of you that don't know, JetBrains, Rider, Android Studio, IntelliJ, the IDE, all of them are the same IDE engine. They just have different languages that they support. And let's see here. So this is called GitHub Dark Dimmed. GitHub Dark Dimmed. That's the theme that I really like. So GitHub Dark Dimmed. Is it just not available? Wait, is this just like a Android Studio only thing? Oh, here we go. Wait, GitHub Dark Dim. There it is. Oh, wow. Okay. And we're going to use inner as the font. Restart now. If we're going to restart to change the theme, that seemed weird. That really seems weird. That doesn't look right. That is not this. That's the same thing I just had. It went back to Rider Night. Come on, Rider. What are you doing here? No, my GitHub theme's gone. What? All right, here's GitHub theme. I wonder if it was. This. It was a different theme though. And then I think I wonder if it's just a different theme in there. It is. That's what's going on. There we go. Ah! Why is that white? No. Oh, geez. Ah! I'm so sorry. That is... Why is it white now, though? Oh, that's terrible. See, I think dark theme is bad. Oh, that's a little bit better, but let's see what the compression looks like now. What's the upload bitrate? Try raising it and see if it gets less compressed. That is the worst dark theme ever. I totally agree. Boy, that's going to be interesting. Can I do that? I'm looking at Evmux to see if I can even do that without dropping the stream. No, cancel. Do not do that. Don't do that. That's bad. Let's see here what they give me for options while the stream is running. I do not see the ability to change the bitrate while the stream is running. Let me try to run in studio mode. And nope, that is not. That just gives me the ability to transition. That is not something that is great. Yeah. Okay, that's garbage. Yeah, it's not too bad, I guess. This is readable. I'm looking to see the compression bits when I scroll. It's pretty bad, actually. That black background is the I think the black background, the darker background is what's killing me here. I need to get the ability to have the Android Studio background color that I have. That blue, for whatever reason, really pops. It really is less aggravating when it scrolls. And I don't. I've got to research this. And so I think one of my things I want to do before the next Let's stream is one talking to the microphone, but this is GitHub dark dimmed. And it's really nice. And I think I have to look at the font. I don't know. I think I may try a San Francisco font. So the one thing I do know is that Apple's San Francisco font. See if it's even available. It is designed for modern phone screens, right, with high DPI. So Apple's got a couple fonts for that, and I highly recommend using those when you can because those seem to be better. But I don't see it in the list. Do I not have San Francisco? I thought that came part of the OS. That's what it's called, right? Apple. Yeah. Right here. Yeah, right here, San Francisco. So this is the one you want. You want San Francisco Mono. Mono is like what most developers prefer to the type. And so let's see here. Now I'm just kind of curious. I thought this came as part of the OS. Let's see if it's going to ask for a password. It is. 1 second. Let's see if I install the San Francisco font and try that and see what it looks like. And I think probably I'm going to have to end the stream after that because it is past 1 my time. And I have some other work I got to get done today before the end of the day. But let's see here. So San Francisco is supposedly Apple's. It should be in the OS. I totally agree. But yeah, I go into the IDE and it doesn't show up. Why doesn't it show up? We are not upgrading Gradle today. I do not have the time it takes to upgrade Gradle. Use custom font. Let's go San. Is this a restart to see the font? This seems weird. I'm a little shocked it's not built into the OS. Why did I have to install it? That seems weird. I literally thought San Francisco was like part of the OS. Let's go custom font SF. Oh, there it is. It's called SF Mono. No, it's there. Let's apply that. take a look at our code here, see if it's easier to read now. Wait for a second, waiting for the stream. It definitely looks different. It definitely looks different. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. No, I'm still seeing artifact garbage. The background color when I scroll is still really bad. Like the comments here for this note right here looks terrible when scrolling when I'm watching it on stream. It looks all pixelated like garbage. Yeah, that's not great. That's not great. I think one of the things I need to take a look at maybe doing also is just is it because I streamed to 2? Well, I'm going to jump up the bitrate too, right? I think because I have more than enough bandwidth to do that. So I think a couple of things I need to try in the next stream. So one, I can't edit the stream. It looks like an Evmux. I have a trial for 7 days to see whether I like this or not. I can't update the bitrate here. I need to update the bitrate and see if it's going to help a little bit here and alleviate some of this artifacting. But I think I need to research the font and color scheme and find something that works that's guaranteed not to be eye bleeding, pleasing. I need to figure out my monitor setup, right? That's I think what I need to figure out before tomorrow. I need to get like my portable monitor setup. It's right here. I just got to get it set up and working and see whether or not that's going to help. I have in the past streamed off my laptop. You set OBS for 4,000 kilobits per second, which works best for you after testing. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Thanks, Kapow Swift. I will test that and see if maybe that's going to help me. I thought I was higher. I thought at least in Streamlabs, I thought I was 6,000. Well, I mean, we don't have to guess. I mean, literally, I'm not using Streamlabs to stream, so I could just open it. I'll say that, so if you're looking for a developer's review of should you use, which in this lunch stream, I'm trying to figure out how to use it for streaming development. Ooh, boy. So this is my studio setup inside of here. I'm going to go into, and so this is, if you've never seen it before, this is the world of, let me get to a different starting suit so we don't have that effect. So this is my setup for Streamlabs and how I normally do it. I've got a couple different scenes. You can see here I've got a Rodecaster. That's what my board is for bringing audio in. And in resolution, I'm doing 1920 by 1080 also. So let's take a look and see what's going on here for my... I want to look at my bitrate for that. So let's go to settings. Stream. And let's see here. So I'm using hardware. Oh no, I've only got 1100 in Streamlabs. Why? Was this where I think I was playing with this last week on Friday? I think I had it up to 6,000 and down all the way down to down to this to 1100 at one point in time, trying to and I tried the hardware encoder and then also the software encoder to see if I would get better quality. And it seems the hardware encoder is the best that I've found so far, followed by the Apple software encoder, followed by the regular encoder. And I think it defaults to the regular software encoder, and I think that's garbage. So I'm pretty sure you want to either go with the Apple hardware encoder or the software Apple software encoder. Both of them seem to be better quality. And you can see here, if I pick hardware, it goes back to 2,500 by default, which is interesting. I'm gonna jack that up to 4,000, and because that's what Kyle Swift is saying that he tried, and I think I'm gonna do another stream later on, testing probably maybe tomorrow morning. I've got some work to get done today, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to another stream today. But tomorrow morning, I think I'm gonna try again. Yeah, so the software could have. I watched quite a bit of videos on this. Yeah, exactly, right, Compulsive. I had the same thing happen to me all Friday. I literally, after the lunch stream on Friday, I had so many problems. I spent all day and night like reading and researching this. Way more time than I should probably be spending on this. I've got many other things I should be working on. But what I found was that in Streamlabs specifically, um, the hardware versus software is about what kind of hardware you have. So if you are on a x86 based platform and you're on a Mac, you need to stay away from Apple's encoders as much as possible because they're garbage on x86. The hardware is just not great. It's old, right? I mean, if you're on an x86 machine, you're on a 3-year-old hardware, barely getting by. I have an M1 MacBook Pro that's fully loaded, and then I have this M2 Studio Ultra, which is also fully loaded. So both of them have the big, the M1 MacBook Pro is a Mac, so it's got all the extra cores for video and stuff. Both of my pieces of hardware seem to encode fine with hardware, but I'm on either Max or Ultra hardware, so I can't guarantee that if you're on an M1 Pro, for example, or just a regular M1, not even a Pro, right? If you have a Mac Mini, I think your mileage is going to vary based on how many cores you have available for this. Because once you start hardware encoding, if you're trying to run 3 monitors and you're trying to hardware encode this, I think you're going to run into a possible bottleneck there. I haven't tried that on an M1. I don't own a regular M1 Mac Mini to try this, but that's my theory. Is I think the bottleneck in hardware would be if you're not running on Pro or higher hardware, because it's the amount of cores that come in for doing the things like the video coding and stuff that's going to be killing you. If you're on Max or Ultra hardware, that I think that you can rest easy. There's a lot of video cores that they have. I know that like my Final Cut times for encoding video is ridiculously awesome on this hardware, so I have a feeling it's probably going to be okay there. And of course, you have your bit rate. I'm going to use CBR. Everybody says use CBR. I've not tried different settings outside of that, but I've watched a bunch of YouTube videos on Friday night, Saturday morning, and most people are saying stick with CBR. People are arguing versus hardware and software encoding, which is better, and I think it's a hardware issue. And then the bit rate, obviously, this is the most important thing. Some people say for gaming, you want smaller packets, to send out. But then I've read people to say if you have good bandwidth, that larger packets are going to make it look smoother. So, yeah, I think so. Pal Swift, I will be watching your stream because I got to find out. I got to find the answers to these because it's bugging the turd out of me. So, in summary, on the lunch stream today, what we did was we didn't write any code whatsoever. Womp womp womp. That sucks. But what we're talking about is trying to better off everybody because I know a bunch of other people on my stream that watch it are streamers like me, streaming code and stuff. We're trying to find to the grounds where can I figure out a setting that is pretty decent for streaming code, where I don't have as much compression, where the background colors and stuff don't look like turd. When I scroll, it doesn't look so bad, and where I don't get drop frames. That's really the goal that I'm trying to get to here, and to make these streams look better because I'm just kind of embarrassed right now. This does not look the best, and I get that if you're just a streamer streaming video games, or if you're like Marcus, MKBHT, or whatever his name is, I don't remember his acronym. I'm sure for people that are watching that, they care about the video quality, but I care about the code quality. That to me, I'm a developer. This is all about code. So I've got to find a way to make this code look better on the screen, and it just doesn't look great. It really doesn't. I do like the Apple font though, and I'm a little confused that I had to install the FS Mono, and that's Apple's version of a font that's supposed to scale really well on the Mac and work really well on both Retina and non-Retina displays. They say the anti-aliasing is designed specifically for Retina displays, and so it's supposed to be like a super awesome font. I know GitHub has got a set of fonts. Also, they just announced last week. And I really want to try those also and see if those make a difference. And I know that this was like a big deal that they did. It was either last week or the week before, but they have nope. this is not it. I want GitHub's new font. Right here. This is it. Amana Sans and who bought Sans? So supposedly these are open font licensed. They are supposed to look super awesome no matter what you do. And they say that they did something with like they somehow did a bunch of stuff with AR or something like this where they tried to figure out based on the height, what was the height and the width, what was the best looking font, like variable fonts you'll see here. And obviously they're saying that these are the two best looking fonts on the planet for code specifically. They say they're optimized for performance. I'm just reading what's in the article. I found that this was really interesting. I've thought about trying these out because they're making a pretty big deal out of this. And that's Microsoft money right there, man. Microsoft's spending all the dough on the fonts. Yeah, so I just heard about these when GitHub font announcement a couple weeks ago. They had their GitHub Universe and they announced a bunch of features for GitHub. I watched a couple of the streams on it. I thought it was pretty interesting, but I think I need to try these two out also and see if I can find what the best font for streaming is. So so this looks a lot like Roboto for Android. I'm going to be honest with you, Hubo. This just looks a lot like Roboto on Android. And not convinced I like that. Hey, Nick, how you doing? I was just actually getting ready to close the stream down, but we're talking how to make the stream look better. We're trying to figure out fonts. And so this I'm looking at is the Mono Sans. This I do like. This looks almost like San Francisco. This looks pretty nice. This is pretty interesting. Preload the font. I do like the fact that they give you a lot of options for your weight and your width. They're really thinking hard about this. This is pretty cool. I think I may have to try this. You like Fire Code, Nick? Wait, isn't that one of those Android ones? Oh, it's a Google font. Well, Mozilla looks like. So Fire Code looks like the Mozilla Foundation. This is where you can get to some really hard conversations with developer friends is fonts. Fonts is like, this is like Android versus iOS wars that can get started with fonts. Because let's face it, all developers read code all day, right? I mean, I spend a lot of time reading code and I do care about what it looks like then because it's eye fatigue. And so I want a font that looks nice. I want a font that does not give me eye fatigue if I have to look at it for 8 hours or 10 hours. This is interesting. It looks better than Roboto. Is it better than Mono Sans? We may have to do a font off here. So it's thicker. Well, I guess it depends on the weight, right? If I was coding, I'd be coding with something like this right here, this weight of 500. That seems thicker to me for a medium 500 compared to this little bit skinnier, I guess. Oh, you're using Mono Sans and Xcode. Awesome. Well, there you go. Compile Swift's already trying it. Compile Swift, do you like it? That's the question. All of us have the question, do you like it? You've been using it in Xcode. You forgot the name. Oh, well, hey, man, that's okay. Let's see here. Let's grab a release. And let's see, how do I get a release for this thing? Let's grab the zip version of this. We'll try this out. I think I'm going to try this out on the next stream. We're going to try Mono Sans versus San Francisco. So I've got San Francisco and Xcode. And I'm thinking it looks pretty hot. Not going to lie to you. I think that San Francisco is a pretty great font. Where let me make sure I'm not lying. I thought we switched it, but maybe it went back. Nope. San Francisco Mono Medium. That's what we currently have right now. I do like medium a lot. And I kind of think San Francisco looks really great. It's one of my favorite fonts. But I'm willing to try this GitHub, right? So also in Android Studio, I'm also using, this is also San Francisco Mono, so FS Mono. This is medium also, and I do like how it looks here. But I'm willing, if GitHub has a font that looks really good and is as good, I'll try that too. We'll see what happens here. All right, folks, it is 1 hour into the lunch stream. I do have to get back to work, so I apologize. We did not get a lot of code done, but we are learning things with each other. We're learning how to, me and Compile Swift are on a trajectory of trying to make streams look better. We're going to do whatever we can to try to get streams looking nice, so we can have nice things, I think. If you're watching on video demand, I apologize. I will mark this stream on YouTube as a non-coding stream. It's more of a test stream. So that way, if you're just interested in watching me code or learn things, this is not the stream for you. This is for other streamers to watch, I guess. All right, folks, you guys all take care. I'll see you guys either not later on tonight because I have some other things planned. I've got D&D tonight, but I will be back definitely tomorrow for the lunch stream and probably tomorrow night for a live stream for the first time in quite a while. So, and you should also check out Compile Swift on the Dev Club over there. Links are on my Twitch, and he streams all the time. Subscribe to Compile Swift. It's a lot of fun watching him, and we'll see what he does with his experimental streams to see if maybe we can learn from each other. I'm going to head out. You guys have a great day, and we're better together. So everybody stick together. See you in the next one.